somebody should probably call the police. Because I basically stole this. When you look at the bag itself, you can see that it's not in the best shape at all, really. It's kind of dirty. Maybe it spent some time in a damp basement. You look at the price. Yeah, that's not too bad, I suppose. But wait until you see the actual camera that's in here. You already know what it is from the title of the video, obviously. But, in fact, really... Well, anyways, here you can see the AC adapter. It is missing the cord that goes from the adapter to the camcorder, which is kind of annoying, but... Oh well, beggars cannot be choosers. So there is the charger. It's there. In this, right here, this pocket, we've got one battery. This is the genuine JVC battery. And then we've got a rather large aftermarket battery. Unfortunately, both of these are dead. The charger will not charge them. So, we've got a head cleaning tape for MiniDV cameras. I wonder what the that's for. So there you go. And the remote control with some dead Mitsubishi batteries in it. Yeah, this thing holds no charge at all. But let's take a look at the actual camera, shall we? Get all this stuff out of the way. And when you see the camera, you will see that even $12.99 is a steal for this. It looks like somebody just pulled it out of the box. There's a little wee bit of dirt there in that corner, and that may have been caused by just my looking at it, or somebody else is looking at it in the store. It's like pristine. Somebody kept good care of this or never used it. I have not tested the battery, or not the battery, the tape yet, but I have no reason to believe that there's anything wrong with it. It's a little difficult to open. There is a possibility that it's missing a roller. I'm not sure if there's supposed to be two of them. I should check the mechanism in here. There's probably supposed to be two of them, to be right honest, and that's why somebody donated it, because I can't even see a reason why somebody would donate something like this to a thrift store, unless they just purely can't use it. Has a playback mode, an auto mode, and a manual mode, like most cameras do. What else does this thing have? Flip out LCD screen. This one also has a flip out LCD screen, this MiniDV camera here. So you can look at it. I think the screen in this Panasonic is bigger, but not by very much. It says, well, we can see some other things that it's got. A video light, digital photo PC. I suppose that's an output. That's control for something. J-lip. I think that's external control. That's not the remote. There's a mode button. There's our zoom control, snapshot button. This thing takes snapshots to tape. It doesn't have an SD card slot like this camera has. And there's our menu system. You can see on the side here we've got our inputs and outputs for AV. It has a lens cap. There's our video light and our stereo microphone. So, I don't know, what else can I think of to describe this? I have had it turned on. The autofocus motor is a little noisy, but that's one thing. I'd imagine this was a relatively late model MiniDV camcorder. So, alright, I think I'm going to try and see if it records to tape now. So, I will be back in just a second with the results of that. Okay, I've got reason to believe at least that this thing is recording. Not a lot of light, but then we can fix that with a video light, just like that. Here's the camera I was using to record the first part of the video. Definitely got a very loud tape mechanism. At least it seems to be working, though. This is the JVC GR-DVL300 MiniDV Camcorder. Using it in automatic mode right now. So here's a 40x zoom, some of which I'd imagine is digital. I think it's only got 10x optical zoom. It's a little dark for a camera test, I think. Of course, if it actually is preserved in the video, you'll see the time on your computer, which is actually pretty close to being accurate. It's off by about half an hour, but close enough for government work, really. Again, here it is without the video light. So far it seems to be alright. Working just fine. Oh, it does that automatic zoom out thing too, like all of the other JVC cameras do. I find that kind of annoying, to be perfectly honest with you. But at least the camera works. Okay, camera is now in manual mode, and the image stabilization is turned on. I'd imagine that it is digital image stabilization. I wonder if I can go into the menu system. Oh yes, I can. Look at that. So I can turn off... Oh, maybe not. No, I can't turn off all the... Can't turn off image stabilization. It says DIS, which tells me that yes, it is indeed digital image stabilization. If only the batteries work, because then I could take this thing outside and whatnot and give you a better look, because there's not a whole lot of lighting in here at this particular point in time. Let's play around with some video effects. That looks pretty cool, don't you think? They call that one video echo. So I can change that, slow it down 10 times. And I can change that to slow it down 4 times. Oh, this is something I can have way too much fun with. Strobing effect. Basically just looks like a bunch of still photos taken. Classic film. That's 24 frames per second. Seems like a lot of these are just playing around with the film. Now you got it in black and white. Calls it monotone, but the image is black and white. There's sepia. Twilight, which makes it dark in here. A couple of shutter adjustments. That's really it. But the one thing that I'm really looking forward to playing with are all of the video fades. It's got a white fader, the typical black fader, a mosaic fader, a black and white fader, that's what they call it. But I'm going to call it a color fade in, or fade out, such as the case may be, a color fade. We'll just call it that. Because it fades from black and white into color. There's a couple wipes. We got a corner wipe, a window wipe, slide wipe, a door wipe. I'm going through all of these pretty quickly because there's actually quite a large number of wipes. There's a scroll wipe. A shutter wipe. And a dissolve wipe. Oh, that's interesting. That's a really interesting wipe. I don't know how that worked. Wow. Let's try that again and see what it does. Oh, I get it. What it does now, I see what it does. There's a whole bunch of these. I think it's a picture-in-picture thing. What it does is when you stop the camera, it doesn't fade out or anything like that, but when you stop the camera, it takes a snapshot, a still image of what was there, and then you move to the next scene, and it puts that up and then fades in the new scene. That's pretty cool. Is there anything else we got here? No, there isn't really any other faders. It's just random at this point, so... There you go. Now let's have our traditional traditional camera test. The lens is getting stuck on this tripod. Oops, that's strobing quite a fair amount. Look at that, crystal clear. It'll be interesting to hear the audio and how much of that tape motor noise gets on the audio. I'd imagine there's a significant amount of it. Hopefully it starts up. Just made an unhappy noise. It seems to still be working. Are you sure you want to rebuild the desktop file? Okay, that's no good. I have not used this in a while, but sure, rebuild the desktop file. There may be something wrong with it. Well, it's got a Seagate hard drive in it, so... if it stops working, I will not be surprised. Okay, I think that's going to conclude the camera test because, well, there's not really much else I can think of to demonstrate to you here on this video. So, what happens if we turn on backlight compensation? Well, that makes everything else bright, but the computer screen you can't read anymore. Is there anything else I could think of to demonstrate that's here on... No, I don't really see much of anything else. It's just a bunch of faders and video effects and things like that. One thing I want to know... Oh yes, the tally light is actually working. I turned that on. Here's the camera light once again. It's a halogen light, whereas my other MiniDV camera, which is sitting over here, has got an LED light on the front of it, which you can see. Okay, so, thank you for watching. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. And this is CP666 signing off. I hope to see you next time. Till then. Oops. Did I get it? No, I think I missed it. There we go.